I'm used to making money when I do things, and I'm not used to working for free, and it ain't ever worth it working day and night for anything.
Remember Misfit Garage? That gritty spin-off from Fast and Loud that showed us a different side of the automotive world. For years we watched Tom Smith, Jordan Butler, Thomas Weeks, and Scot McMillan turn rusty metal into roaring masterpieces. Their passion for cars was infectious, their friendship seemed unbreakable, and their workshop felt like home. But what happens when the cameras stop rolling? What about the personal battles these mechanics faced when no one was watching? Join us as we uncover the heartbreaking realities behind Misfit Garage that most fans never got to see. Tom Smith. Let's start with Tom Smith, the mastermind behind Misfit Garage and a former Gas Monkey employee. Tom's departure from Gas Monkey Garage wasn't just a career change. It was a leap of faith that nearly destroyed everything he'd worked for. Picture this. You're betting your entire future on a risky business venture, dealing with legal battles, and trying to prove yourself after being labeled a misfit. Tom faced devastating financial pressures that threatened to crush his automotive dreams. Starting a new shop from scratch meant massive overhead costs, equipment investments, and the constant fear of failure. When you're pouring your life savings into vintage car parts and shop rent, every failed project isn't just a setback, it's a step closer to losing everything. The pressure of running a business while being filmed for television created an impossible situation. Tom had to balance authentic restoration work with entertainment value, all while keeping his shop profitable. The stress of managing employees, dealing with difficult customers, and maintaining the show's demanding schedule took a brutal toll on his health and personal relationships. Tom's struggles weren't just about money, they were about proving that the Misfits could succeed without Richard Rawlings. Every failed flip, every costly mistake, every negative review felt like confirmation that maybe Gas Monkey was right to let him go. The emotional weight of carrying not just his own dreams, but the hopes of his entire crew created pressures that nearly broke him. Jordan Butler. Jordan Butler, the talented fabricator and Tom's right-hand man, faced his own devastating challenges that went far beyond bent metal and stubborn engines. Jordan's expertise with metalwork made him invaluable to the team, but his personal struggles remained largely hidden from viewers. The physical demands of automotive restoration took a severe toll on Jordan's body. Years of welding, heavy lifting, and working in awkward positions under cars led to chronic back problems and repetitive stress injuries. For a mechanic, losing physical capability isn't just career-threatening, it's identity-shattering. When your hands are your livelihood and your body is your tool, every ache and pain becomes a reminder of mortality. Jordan also battled the financial instability that plagues most automotive professionals. Unlike the glamorous image portrayed on television, real mechanics often struggle to make ends meet. Parts costs, tool expenses, and the feast or famine nature of custom work created constant financial stress that strained his family relationships and personal well-being. The show's cancellation hit Jordan particularly hard. After investing years in building Misfit Garage's reputation and customer base, suddenly having that platform disappear meant starting over from scratch. The emotional devastation of watching something you've poured your heart into simply fade away is a type of loss that cuts deeper than most people realize. Thomas Weeks and Scot McMillan. Thomas Weeks and Scot McMillan, the other core members of the Misfit Garage team, faced their own unique struggles that rarely made it into the show's narrative. These talented mechanics often worked in the shadows, their contributions overshadowed by the more dramatic personalities of Tom and Jordan. Thomas struggled with the pressure of performing for cameras while trying to do quality work. The television production schedule often conflicted with proper automotive restoration timelines. Rushing to meet filming deadlines meant cutting corners, taking shortcuts, and compromising the quality standards that had built his reputation. For a perfectionist mechanic, being forced to prioritize entertainment over craftsmanship was emotionally devastating. Scot faced the challenge of maintaining relevance in an increasingly competitive automotive media landscape. As social media and YouTube changed how people consumed car content, traditional television mechanics found themselves struggling to adapt. The skills that made him valuable on Misfit Garage didn't necessarily translate to the new digital world of automotive entertainment. Both mechanics dealt with the aftermath of the show's cancellation and the difficulty of rebuilding their careers without the platform that had made them recognizable. When your identity becomes tied to a television show, losing that show feels like losing yourself. Here's the part that reality television doesn't always show you. Not every automotive business can be rescued, even with television exposure. Misfit Garage faced fundamental challenges that went beyond personality conflicts or dramatic storylines. The economics of custom car restoration are brutal, and television success doesn't automatically translate to business profitability. The shop struggled with the same issues that destroy countless small automotive businesses: inconsistent cash flow, expensive overhead, demanding customers, and the constant pressure to balance quality with profitability. Television exposure brought visibility, but it also brought unrealistic customer expectations and increased scrutiny of every mistake. Insurance costs, environmental regulations, and safety requirements created additional financial burdens that smaller shops often can't handle. When you're operating on thin margins, any unexpected expense, from equipment repairs to regulatory compliance, can push you toward bankruptcy. The Misfit Garage workshop faced the additional challenge of maintaining the character that made good television while trying to run a legitimate business. Sometimes what makes entertaining TV makes terrible business sense, and that conflict ultimately proved unsustainable. What viewers rarely see is the emotional destruction that comes with failed automotive dreams. These mechanics didn't just lose jobs when Misfit Garage ended, they lost identities, friendships, and futures they'd built their lives around. The automotive industry is more than a career for most mechanics. It's a calling, a passion, and often the foundation of their self-worth. Divorce rates among automotive professionals are heartbreakingly high. The stress of inconsistent income, long hours, and the physical demands of the work takes a tremendous toll on relationships. Families often sacrifice stability and security for the dream of automotive success, and when those dreams collapse, the personal devastation extends far beyond the individual. The camaraderie shown on Misfit Garage was real, but maintaining those friendships became difficult when the business pressures mounted. Money problems, creative differences, and the stress of keeping the shop afloat strained relationships that had seemed unbreakable on television. Some mechanics recover from failed television ventures and go on to successful careers elsewhere. Others never fully recover from the financial and emotional devastation. The shows celebrated the successes, but the failures often happen quietly, with mechanics too proud or too heartbroken to share their struggles publicly. Automotive restoration isn't just challenging, it's genuinely dangerous. Chemical exposure, heavy machinery accidents, fire hazards, and structural failures are constant threats in any serious restoration shop. The Misfit Garage crew worked with cutting torches, welding equipment, powerful tools, and toxic substances that could turn deadly in an instant. The pressure to create dramatic television sometimes led to taking risks that professional mechanics would normally avoid. Racing against production deadlines meant working longer hours, cutting safety corners, and pushing equipment beyond recommended limits. The combination of fatigue, time pressure, and dangerous tools created situations where accidents were almost inevitable. Long-term exposure to automotive chemicals, metal dust, and paint fumes creates health problems that often don't manifest until years later. Many career mechanics develop respiratory issues, skin conditions, and other health problems that gradually destroy their quality of life. These are the hidden casualties of automotive passion, the slow deterioration that happens away from cameras and crowds. The physical demands of the work also take cumulative tolls. Back injuries, joint problems, and repetitive stress injuries are occupational hazards that can end careers and create chronic pain that lasts for life. When your body breaks down, the dreams often break down with it. The cancellation of Misfit Garage in 2018 left the cast members facing uncertain futures in an industry that had already passed them by. Tom Smith attempted various automotive ventures and appeared on other shows, but never quite recaptured the magic or success of the original series. The struggle to remain relevant in an increasingly crowded automotive entertainment market proved more challenging than any engine rebuild. Jordan Butler returned to more traditional mechanical work, but the transition from television personality back to regular mechanic created its own set of challenges. Once you've been on TV, going back to anonymous shop work can feel like a step backward, even when it provides a more stable income. Thomas Weeks and Scot McMillan largely disappeared from the automotive media landscape, returning to private lives away from cameras and public attention. For mechanics who valued their craft over celebrity, this might have been the healthiest choice, but it also meant leaving behind the platform that had showcased their talents. The original Misfit Garage workshop itself became another casualty of the show's end. Without the television production to drive traffic and provide financial stability, the physical location that had housed so many automotive dreams eventually closed its doors. Despite all these challenges and heartbreaking realities, Misfit Garage's impact on automotive culture continues. The show proved that skilled mechanics didn't need corporate backing or massive budgets to create impressive automotive content. It celebrated the craftsmanship and creativity that drive automotive passion, even when the business realities proved unsustainable. The series highlighted the real struggles that independent automotive professionals face every day. By showing both the triumphs and the challenges, Misfit Garage educated viewers about what small business ownership really entails in the automotive world. The cast didn't sugarcoat the difficulties, and their honesty about the struggles made their successes more meaningful. The show's legacy isn't just about successful builds, it's about the authentic portrayal of what automotive passion really costs. The mechanics on Misfit Garage risked everything: financial security, relationships, and health for the chance to build something special. Some thrived, others struggled, and all of them faced challenges that tested their resolve. What's your take on the harsh realities behind automotive television shows? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video on screen now for another interesting story.